In case you couldn't tell, the subject of this week's review is a pickup. But not just any pickup, this is the top-of-the-line Toyota Tundra Platinum Edition. Sounds expensive, right? Technically, it's not actually the top of the line. That's something called a 1794 edition. I don't understand that. Platinum sounds expensive and like the top of the line to me, so we're going to call it that. But overall, we have to kind of look at the large pickup market here because we know the domestics have owned that forever. They're very, very good at it, and it's a lot of competition there, making everybody better. And Toyota came along and got in with the Tundra, and their first efforts were not much to write home about. But they continue to refine their product, so good on them. This is the 2014 model, which has been just recently refreshed for 2014. And you know what? They're getting a lot closer to where they need to be in the full-size market. So let's talk about what we like. I do like this rear window, power rear window. The whole rear window goes down. You can put that down, you get some nice fresh air movement, yet it's not a lot of wind turbulence, so it stays relatively quiet. And that's as easy as a power switch over here. I really like that feature. Big side mirrors, very comfortable seats actually too. Lots of room in every direction. We have, of course, the moonroof here, things like that. They've also really tidied up the dash design. The previous Tundra especially was kind of an ergonomic mess, and you really had some long reaches and buried controls. And this model now, much more logical center stack layout. I like that a lot. Touch screen in this unit that we're driving here, but just a couple of hard buttons to get to the quick features that you need, such as your audio screen, things like that. Nice volume knob, easy, straightforward climate controls, clear readout there. Another feature we do like, little things like this where the heated seat, has high, medium, and low function. But even after you turn the truck off, say you always like to have, like I do, especially this time of the year in Michigan, always like to have at least low seat heat on. I just like that feels comforting. So you turn the truck off, next time you start the truck, it automatically remembers where you left the heated seat feature and it returns that. I like that, smart kind of design there. So the 5.7 liter makes 381 horsepower and 401 pound-feet of torque. So on paper, they're right there with the domestics. It's a direct injection, very modern engine. It likes to rev, especially comes on strong in the mid-range. Above 2,000, 3,000 RPM, this thing absolutely responds unlike most truck engines. So in addition to that great engine, they've also tied it to a transmission that we're very happy with. It's a 6-speed automatic, and unlike some truck transmissions, it's quite responsive. It downshifts easily and it shifts quickly in all manners, and we didn't seem to be able to confuse it in our week of driving. So we were very happy with the powertrain combination thus far. This is a 4-wheel drive model. You get over 10 inches of ground clearance, so you're good to go there. It's a full heavy capable chassis, 9,000 pounds of towing capacity in fact. Now yes, you do get with this big crew cab, which we'll get to in just a second, you get a small little bed, but I don't think that worries people a lot anymore. We know that 90% of truck buyers really are just buying these things because they like the looks and they're more concerned about what's in here for their passengers than what's out there for their cargo anyway. So we actually like the profile of this truck quite a lot. It's got a shorter hood than most, but this big cab really draws the eye, and I think is going to be the Tundra's big selling point. And we were very happy with the interior. Now this Platinum Edition, of course, is decked out very nicely. You get this kind of neat diamond quilted finish on the dash and doors and seats. If you dig a little deeper, the materials are not where we should be for a truck that stickers at 49,000 and some change, which is what we're looking at here. Things like the door handles are actually just plastic but look like they should be chrome. The gear shifter, that's not even leather wrapped, it's just hollow plastic. A few things like that, and a few omissions like in the back here, we don't have heated seats available. We also don't even have any independent climate controls for fan speed or temperature or anything like that where there should be. However, I'm going to crawl in here and demonstrate our favorite feature of this vehicle, and that is the crazy amount of room. So these seats are all the way back. I'm 6 foot and I have inches of room. You really have to go to get 42 plus inches of rear leg room. You've got to go to something like a German luxury sedan. And when I move that seat forward to drive this thing, like I have to do quite a bit to reach the pedals, you have absolute limo legroom back here. big, nice, huge, expansive windows, very comfortable recline angle to the seats. It's actually a very, very comfortable cabin no matter where you're sitting. And I think Tundra may be very close to class leading in that regard. It would take a direct comparison test to settle that one, but they're done an absolutely great job in the cabin. Now, we know that the capability is there. The ride quality is also very good. We like that. It rides quite well, even on Michigan's really broken up, Arctic blasted to smithereens roads. And so we were pleasantly surprised. We expected with a towing package and 9,000 pound towing capacity that this thing would ride rather stiffly, but that's not what we found. Very comfortable ride. We just really overall liked the way this thing drives. We just have a couple of issues that like we talked about here, where the domestic market is so competitive that they move further and further forward every year, and I'm afraid this just isn't going to move ahead of them in any regard. And it's hampered by a couple things. For one, that engine, yes, it makes good power. With that, though, they're only getting 13 miles per gallon in the city, 17 miles per gallon on the highway, and as you'd expect, we are averaging about 15 miles per gallon. And the domestics really seem to be moving their average closer to 20 miles per gallon. So Tundra is falling behind in that regard. A few of the luxury issues we talked about, and also the material quality, that things like the Ram, even the GM pickups, and then of course we expect the Ford that comes out late this year to advance in that area as well. The Tundra is falling behind on. So you really would have to like the look or be very loyal to Toyota and appreciate the things they do well, like their dealer service, their warranty, and if you are a Toyota fan, of course you're gonna be drawn to this truck. However, for the rest of us, I'm afraid the domestics still continue to own this market, but we are glad to see Toyota continuing to refine and try to move closer to the bullseye in the full-size pickup market.